waited for 10 minutes for my table. I know the owner. I should have no check. And I'm like, you did not.
Hello.
It's
Eat the damn cake.
It's Maddie.
It's Carly.
And we're just vibing on this Wednesday. There's a lot of good juju in the room today. I don't know.
There is.
It's this new immaculate set. We look like...
I honestly feel famous. Like we've made it.
We're like,
is what it feels
sorry,
like.
we're kind of a big deal. Our logo's on a TV.
Watch it on YouTube and check it out.
Watch it.
Also, if anyone has ever admired our intro song.
Oh, yes. I was literally
intro
just saying this.
It's called Home to the number 2, the number 2 and the letter U, and it's by Buddy Costa. It's Costa on Seaport on Spotify. What is
DJ Costa on Spotify, right?
No,
or is
Costa.
It Costa? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go listen to him.
Home to You.
We've talked about him a couple times on the pod.
Because we're just major fans, honestly.
We're fangirling.
Fangirling over Costa.
He's 6 feet away and we're like, oh my God.
Oh my God, you're famous.
Famous.
All right, so go listen to Home to You. It's awesome.
That's our intro. Every week you hear it.
Yeah, and our outro.
And intro/outro.
So if you're just jamming along with it and you want to hear the full song, it's so dope. So
we'll do it after you listen to us, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't shut it off now.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how was your week? How was it?
Well,
oh God, Carly has steam coming out of her ears already.
My mantra for this yesterday, was the audacity. That is the only thing that could come to my mind.
Is that really like a mantra?
Yes, the audacity that some people have in this world. Let me just start. Let me just
start from the beginning.
You a picture of what happened to me yesterday.
I'm nervous.
I'm rolling up my sleeves because I'm already sweating.
Honestly, I was laughing. It was on Carly's close friends story. So if
you just exposed me,
I exposed
Maddie.
you. Sorry.
If you're not my close friends and you're a close friend, I am sincerely sorry, and let me know. I literally just quickly went through.
I used to have a Finsta, and that was like my close friend story, and I'm not telling you the name because it's private. So if you try to follow it, you won't get on it.
Patty.
That's me.
Anyways, let me just preface this by saying I understand that COVID is a very serious thing, and I understand that some people are more susceptible and more scared of it in some ways, and I understand that. And I completely am there for you and whatever.
Okay.
Like
we get it.
So I am sensitive to that. However, I was at the dog park yesterday.
Understands.
The dog park. It is a state park, Callahan State Park in Framingham.
It's a gorgeous park.
I go there 1 to 2 times a day because Duke needs that much exercise.
A diva.
He's a diva and he just will only poop off leash. So I literally have to bring him. And so I'm walking through this field yesterday, this wide open field. No, I don't have a mask on. Sue me. It's literally...
You actually don't have... That's not like mandated at the parks, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mom told me. She was like, you should have had a mask. And I was like, okay, but anyways, I wasn't within 20 feet of anyone.
Times, but
yeah, it was off times. I was like way in the middle of the field walking Duke. We're just frolicking around. And
living life.
This woman...
Did she have a mask on?
She did. She had a
so
hat.
you do kind of look like a little bit of an a-hole.
I wasn't even near her, not within 20 feet of her. So she had a hat on, sunglasses on, a mask on, and 2 dogs off leash. May I add, off leash behind her.
Emphasis.
And I'm just walking along. I'm kind of on my phone, not really paying attention. And Duke,
the usual.
Duke goes stops, and I hear a woman just go, "Can you get your dog away from me?"
Whoa.
And my eyes dart up and I'm like,
who talked to my baby like that?
Literally just already ready to fight her. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So I grabbed Duke. I'm like, Duke, come here. He did not go within any close of this woman.
Are you well?
No,
okay.
I'm like twitching. So then.
Any close. She didn't get there. He did not.
So then I'm like putting him on the leash and I'm like already kind of pissed. So I just look at her and I go, so are your dogs not friendly? Because I'm just like going to just dig the claws in. And she goes, no, I'm just super susceptible to COVID and I don't want any dogs near me or my dogs. And I was like, okay. So I'm not even going to waste my breath at this point. I just keep walking. And then she goes, it says at the sign up front to keep your dogs away from other dogs. And I go, well, your dogs are off leash too, honey.
Honey.
I literally said it like that because I was like,
You called her honey?
yes, because it's so degrading.
Did you?
Yeah, because she was like 50 years old and I was like, honey.
Oh my God. I didn't know that. Carly, you have balls.
I was ready to fight this woman. So anyways, the only reason
I hope she listens.
I hope she does too. And I hope she realizes that she could have been so much nicer and had just been like, hey, I'm susceptible to COVID. Do you mind putting your dog on a leash?
Also, like, I totally understand you want to go to the park, but maybe like don't go to a public park.
Yeah, with your
Like
dogs.
a lot of people
Also,
are there.
anytime I see another person approaching me with their dog on a leash, I instantly put my dog on the leash because I'm like, who knows if that dog's friendly or not,
aggressive or anything.
Yeah, so I just want to keep Duke away. Her dogs weren't on a leash, so I did not see a problem with it. I was like, he interacts with all the dogs there, and he's so good
friendly, yeah.
and friendly, and there's never been like a bad. He is
Duke
a literal
sweet
angel.
baby angel.
Oh,
Sweet baby
so
angel.
that like honestly just
Fired you
grinded my gears last night. I came home seething, ready to light this woman on fire.
Well, it's so funny that happened to you because I went to Callahan last week too, and I brought Duke. Me and Nick went, and we were talking to like obviously other dog owners, and there was a few dogs just playing, and this guy has a Dalmatian, and I think Dalmatians aren't an inherently like super friendly breed, but this dog was, and it was pretty small. And I said kind of loudly, I guess, I was like, oh, is it a puppy Dalmatian? I've never seen a puppy Dalmatian. He yells, I'm not kidding. He's like 50 feet away, like so far. He goes, it's not a puppy. And he's 11. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, sorry. I was like, he just looks a little smaller than
don't
what
go to
I
this
thought.
park if you don't want to be attacked.
And then
by
he yells
humans.
at me and goes, don't touch him. And he was not even close to me. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And we left. I didn't even want to pet his freaking dog.
Oh my
And
God.
he
I
screams,
hate people.
don't touch him.
Oh
I'm like,
my
okay,
God.
then how about you take like control of your freaking dog
Yeah,
who's
how about
going
you put
up to
him
me?
on a leash and walk the hell away?
The audacity.
The audacity. Okay.
I'm trying to think if I had anything interesting.
If you
happen
know,
to
I
me.
have one more thing.
Do I know?
What?
What is it?
So,
Oh God.
everyone who
so
listened
scared.
to last week's episode about me spending $58 on matcha,
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
been amazing.
Oh.
It's been life-changing. Nope, shush.
Okay.
I did it the
Shush.
first day, and I showed everyone on camera how disgusted I was
Carly's
with this
face is
matcha.
like,
yeah, I was swallowing it. I was
Ugh.
literally trying so hard to just like.
she was like, it's so good, like frowning.
Yeah,
it's
hold
like
on.
the same thing when she takes a sip of wine, pretending
now
that she likes it. This
So
is
now-
what Carly looks like when she drinks wine. She goes, oh, it's so good. So good. Like literally looks like
not.
she's choking down poison.
No, it's not. But anyways, the matcha at first, yes, wasn't the best. It grew on me. But everyone needs to keep in mind, I've never drank coffee in my life.
Psycho.
So matcha
Psycho vibes.
has caffeine in it. And I've been starting my mornings with the matcha, and the caffeine in the mornings
Fire you up.
is game changer. I taught a 6:15 class yesterday and a 7:30 a.m. and I was like, everyone, I had freaking matcha, and I was like off the walls, and they were like,
That's her.
they were literally like, please go back to the hot chocolate with extra whip
I
and
just
caramel
want you to
drizzle. And I
know,
was
Carly,
like, no.
The caffeine addiction will become a thing, and it'll become real scary, and soon you'll get caffeine headaches.
I'm
like
just
I
going
do.
to say though, it's life changing.
It is. I don't know
26
about
years
matcha,
of my life.
but caffeine is life changing. That's the
But also
truth.
the matcha is good. It has grown on me. I started putting a little stevia drops in it.
Yep.
I needed
she
some
needs
sugar.
sugar.
I needed some sugar, and it like is good. So if anyone is actually wondering and likes matcha and wants to try it, it's
You might not have to get the $58 kind.
no, but
but
it is
any
peak
matcha.
tea, and it's the only matcha that's cold water soluble.
Yeah, so you can just like, it's a powder.
Yeah.
I have yet to try. I have zero desire. I have coffee, and that's what I'll keep drinking. Nothing really happened to me. I went to the nail salon yesterday, and he made my cuticles bleed, and I'm so like, I'm so awkward at the nail salon. Like I have my hands out and I'm like watching him like a hawk because last time he did them, I was like they were like 8 feet long. Yeah. And I was like, if you know me at all, I'm so bad at like speaking up and being like, can't you just like trim it just a little bit? Even though I'm the one who has to walk around with them
these like clickety clack, clack, clack nails. Yeah.
All of a sudden he's filing with that like little spinny because I got fake nails, obviously, because my nails are trash. And it's like this metal thing and it's like zing and it went into my cuticle and all of a sudden there's like gushing blood and he doesn't even acknowledge it or tries to like wipe it away. He just keeps filing and it's like burning and I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
I'm just, I saw a TikTok talking about like girls that go to the nail salon and they're like, I spend 3 hours at the nail salon, go home with a file and like take 2 more hours to file them like how we want it.
Yeah.
And everyone's commenting like, why didn't you speak up? And it's like, sis, if you don't know, it is so hard.
It is so hard.
To be like, sorry, I don't like that. Like,
I would never.
No, so I actually do like them, but I
like
now,
the color.
Thank you. Now there is a scab and it hurts. That's like the only interesting thing that happened to me all week. Like I went to the nail salon and bled. So that's my whole week in a nutshell. So
love that.
We just, put our hearts out there for you.
Also,
and
we have some fans of Beam.
Yes.
We have some major Beam
ton of
fans.
people have been hopping on the Dream Beam train.
If you have trouble sleeping at night and you can't take any like melatonin, if it doesn't work for you or anything, Dream Beam Byron 15.
Do it. Whoa, are you a poet?
I am. I guess
Didn't even know it. Mm-hmm.
Byron Biron. If you spell it with a Y, we will find you.
Yep. Don't do that. Don't do that, sis.
Let's go into Hell Yeah and Hell Now. We had we had a submission from a listener, which is actually just so exciting.
Our favorite thing in the whole wide world. Do you want to announce it?
So
it's just said in
one of our shout out Carrie,
what's up?
She messaged us and she was like, hey, like this might be an interesting thing to talk about. I've done it before. Don't really have any sort
she was
of
like, I don't have like a huge
it.
opinion on it. I've just tried it. And she was like, I see like the pros and the cons of it. So I'd love for you to
So it's a juice cleanse.
Juice cleanse.
Has anyone ever done it? Maddie's already twitching just thinking about it.
I hate it so much. I will just tell you right now.
Maddie already knows what her answer is.
I already know what I'm going to say at the end of this. So
I apologize. Tell the people.
All right. I did some research. I only went to scientific
she was reading through scientific
articles. I did not want to get any random magazine articles because that doesn't give me any actual information on what it might do to your body because that's what we're here for.
Country 102.5?
Yeah.
It's
a radio station.
So the 2 morning people always do like a squeeze juice cleanse promotion. They're like, if I don't feel like going to the gym anymore, I'm just going to do this juice cleanse. If I don't feel like doing
actually I've heard that before.
Yeah, and I'm literally like, this is horrid.
I'm like shifting my seat. I hate it so much. Okay. So the 2 research articles I pulled from
pros and cons.
Yeah, I pulled from this is my whole list and it goes on the back. UCLA.edu and then the Harvard.edu. So these are some smart ass colleges that I did not attend. And they did some really state school, public school.
We are UMass.
Yes, we are. We represent. Go you.
Go UMass.
So let's just start with what is a juice cleanse. So there's a bunch of different things. Like, have you ever been to Pressed Juicery or Cocoa Beet?
Yeah.
Those are like local ones that are pretty popular.
I love their juices.
No, they're delicious, but are they the only thing you should consume for a full week?
Absolutely not.
No. Or 2 days, 1 day, no. So you'll usually and they're also absurdly priced, like crazy. Like you'll go to a juice place and be like, I want a 5-day cleanse. It's like $600 for 4 juices a day. It's like craziness.
You could make that for free at home.
Yeah, if you juicer. But so I was looking at it and basically can be like a day cleanse, a 2-day cleanse, and up to a week cleanse. And basically it gives you a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner juice. And then you usually take an immunity shot or a wheatgrass shot, random shit.
Sounds
and I'm
horrible.
Think of not chewing for a week.
Chewing.
You can't chew on anything. that's crazy. Like, I guess you could chew gum, but like still.
I'm a big gum
So
girl.
I looked at the pros, I looked at the cons. For pros and most of these juices are fruit juice.
Let me just say, I'm looking at her pros and cons list. She has 2 pros and 1,000 cons. So
literally
that's where we're
3
at.
things written under pros and like a full paragraph of cons. So the pros are you can get more absorbic acid, vitamin C, they're higher in juiced like vegetables and fruits than blended. So like looking at a smoothie versus a juice,
You're getting more nutrients.
you're not necessarily, but those nutrients you're getting more of. That's like the legit single pro that I found about just like juicing versus blending. The cons is it removes all the fibers, so it leaves almost 100% sugar.
So you don't poop.
You also won't poop, probably. Fiber is important for regulating blood sugar levels as well. So think about it, like you'll literally be jacked up on sugar for like that whole entire time. And if you're only getting sugar, you're not getting any of those other nutrients.
It sounds like my kind of cleanse.
It does, probably. But if you're living an active lifestyle in the slightest,
like if you
go for a walk,
like if you walk up a flight of stairs,
if you work on the second floor of your building, you've made it, you've burned enough like shit. Like not that you need to earn anything, but you're going to be very hungry if you only do that. Long-term effects for the pros, it just said increased antioxidants. That was like all I could get out of it.
But you can get so many antioxidants in so many other foods,
right? Like
superfoods, like
just
sweet
like,
potatoes,
do you really
avocados.
need to drink juice to get more antioxidants? No. On the cons, so triglyceride levels in your body are going to be way increased. And triglycerides are a form of fat, and this can result in the breakdown of like sugar in the liver and can impair liver function. So like, that's not good. Man. If you don't know this, the liver is like the detoxifying part of your body. Like it detoxifies for you. So a lot of these juice cleanses are labeled as a detox, a reset.
Yeah.
And
bikini cleanse.
Oh my God. The names I was finding, one juice cleanse was called Skinny.
Maddie
I was like, what the
nearly threw her computer out the window.
Like it was a 5-day, how many letters? SKINNY. Okay, a 6-day juice cleanse. Each letter represented a day. And I was like, this is trash. Most juice cleanses do not provide additional protein or food supplements. So think about it. We need protein to fuel our bodies. And we talked about this last week. If you don't eat enough, all of a sudden your muscle will go down. It'll, instead of depleting the things that you think you're targeting, like fat, like people think you're going to lose a bunch of fat, you're actually losing muscle. And then the lack of protein will actually just clog you right up. So you do not want that.
You don't want to be clogged.
That is what UCLA had to say about it. The names I found: Skinny Juice Cleanse by Raw Generation. I'm sorry, but change the frickin' name. Raw Generation.
Honestly, is
that literally the message you want to send to anyone?
Imagine if someone who is like very unhappy with their weight and they're like, I'm going to do the Skinny Juice Cleanse because it will make me skinny.
Like that is just
sure
crazy.
Because you're not eating for 3 days.
You might lose. You might fluctuate.
But you're going to gain it right the hell back.
Right back. It's not sustainable.
Back at it again.
Harvard.edu said it can cause weight gain and increased risk of diabetes because of all of the sugar. And also think about it, like we said, when you put your body in like that starvation mode where it's like, I don't think you're getting enough nutrients, it holds on to the extra weight that you have because they think you need it. Your body thinks you actually are starving.
Like, you're in a cave starving somewhere in the middle of the world and you have no access to food.
You have no access to food.
So that's what it thinks you're doing to it when you
it's just terrifying.
When you're doing a juice cleanse.
And then so I did a little fact versus fiction from Harvard, and it says environmental toxins can build up in the body. That is true. That's true. I'm not saying that can't happen. That's true. It says the detox diet is generally
true.
It's fact. Detox diet is generally low in calories, which is also a fact. Obviously, it's literally
juice.
There's nothing in it, so obviously it's low calories. But the fiction is a detox diet is required to cleanse the intestines and body of waste products for good health. That is not true.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the reason why a lot of people gravitate towards it, because they're like, oh, I just went on vacation. I'm feeling a little like
puffy.
I just don't feel good. I just ate like
drink a matcha.
I shut up about your freaking matcha. They were like, I ate bad. I drank a lot. Like, I want to reset my body. I want to detox. You don't actually have to drink juice for 7 days to do that.
No,
you can just
water.
Yes, lots of water. If you want to spice it up, add a little lemon. Like lemon water is a great detoxifier.
Yeah. Even like juices like celery juice.
Yeah, celery juice
cleanses you, but that's just celery juice
paired with a full meal in like diet. And then research has not confirmed the benefits of juice cleanses. It's called fad dieting. It's called fads in general. It's a fad. It's not actually proven to be healthy. Am I saying that like a ginger root shot will make you feel bad? No. But
pair it with food.
Go eat some avo toast with that shit. Eat a hamburger and then take your detox shot. I don't care what you do with your juices.
If you are on a cocoa beat, they have bomb avocado toast.
They do.
To pair with that happy day juice, which is cucumber and pineapple and apple and something else. Mint.
And then
it's so good.
Like I said, again, kidneys and liver are natural detoxifiers in our body. We were born with them. You don't need this juice cleanse to detoxify your body. So I have a clear hell nah. Frickin' nah. Hell nah. Do not do it.
Oh no.
If you're gonna do it, and again, we always say, if you love them and you do them and they work amazing for you, and I just want you to think about it.
Then don't listen to us.
No, or just sit back and be like, could this be hurting my intestines and organs? But if you love it, I'm not going to yuck your yum. But right now I am actually actively yucking your yum. So I'm sorry. I don't like them. I don't stand with them. Eat the fucking damn cake. Do not do a juice cleanse. The end.
On that note, boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. Don't do it. I got fired up like you got fired up about Duke.
Yeah, exactly. Like the way that people talk about juice cleanses fires Maddie up the way that someone says, get your dog away from me.
The parallels. Oh my goodness.
I still am pissed when I repeat that story.
Let's not get back into that.
Anyways, let's talk about breaking into the fitness industry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a topic that we've been like really excited to talk about.
It's just funny because it is so hard to break into the fitness industry, one. And two, it gets like spicy.
Yeah.
Like people aren't as nice and welcoming and amazing as you think they would be.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a disappointment because you like have high expectations.
You like are like, oh my God, my favorite instructor. I love him like, so much. And then you're like, wow, she's a bitch.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
It's usually
I'm totally
just
kidding.
Like,
I'm not speaking from experience at all.
No.
Every instructor that I look up to, I've absolutely loved.
Probably was just talking about herself.
I
she's
honestly
a secret
was.
Bitch.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's exposed now. If they listen to the podcast, they know I am.
Side note, 2 of your riders came in to work yesterday and they asked me, they're like, are you Maddie Byron? And I'm like, oh my God, you didn't call me Carly's sister.
Oh my God, that's a first for you.
Yeah, that was a first. That was a big first. And I was like, oh yeah. And they're like, we listen to your podcast. And then they go, do you and Carly fight a lot? I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
You're like,
I do.
I'm currently fighting with her.
I was like, we're actually in a fight right now. Funny you ask.
She's actually such a bitch.
It's fine. But it's just the fitness industry. I think it has a misconception of being like, oh, like knock, knock, I'm here. And they just like welcome you.
Come
and they're
on
like,
in.
come on in, sis. It's a lot of hard work.
Oh, so, Maddie, you kick it off.
Okay, I'll kick it off. I'll just kick it off. I'm freaking out. All right. So I am the ripe age of 23 years old.
So young.
I'm a baby.
You're so young.
Little baby.
How did you get anywhere being that young?
Yeah, see? That's what I get all the time though. People are like, you're so young. How do you have life experience? And I'm like, you're right. I haven't been on this earth for 23 years. Only 5 minutes. That's it. So I got out of college. I went and worked for F45 to start.
You're exposing names.
No, F45 was fine. It was just corporate. So they wrote all the workouts for you. And I was like, this isn't for me. I really love programming. Then I went to a different gym and I was programming and it was great. And then I wanted to focus on Built by Byron. But in between all of these things, there's a lot of places I got denied. There's a lot of auditions that didn't go my way. There was a lot of things being like, you were great, but you don't have enough life experience. I'm like, how do you think I'm going to get that? Yeah. If no one will hire me. like it was so frustrating.
So you create your own.
Yeah. So we just had to create our own, and it's much better than I could have ever thought it would be. But in the middle of all of that is a lot of networking. You have to network. You have to make friends, talk to people, ask questions, meet up with people. And oh boy, do I have a story for you. And for some of you, you may have heard this.
This is one of my favorite stories.
Gut-wrenching to me because it was such a
cringy.
letdown. I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to use genders. I'm not even going to say where it was or where it happened. It'll be
you
very...
You can say genders.
Okay, I'll say genders.
You just
so
don't have to
I
say
was
names.
going to network with a guy because he was opening a new gym, and I was like, I really, really want an opportunity to teach here. So I went with another couple, and I brought Nick because I'm like, I don't want to do this alone. This is a stranger. I'm nervous, and it's going to be casual. Yeah. It's going to be casual. We're just going to get a couple
it's
drinks.
Fun, it's flirty.
We're just going to chit chat about our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, was I wrong?
Oh,
no.
Honey.
I went, sat down next to this stranger, and I wasn't acknowledged for about 15 minutes. I literally was sitting there, and I was like, this is so awkward. And I'm talking to other people there, and I'm like, is he gonna say anything?
Is he gonna look up?
I thought the whole point of me coming was for us to meet, and we had and then he finally acknowledged me 5 minutes later. He was like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm like, okay, hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm already freaking shitting my pants, and this was how it started. Damn. And we're at the restaurant, and this is when I knew things were about to go sour. If you've ever been in the restaurant industry, this is the type of person you fear. You're like, oh shit, they're here. We're sitting at the table, and he's like, I waited for 10 minutes for my table. I know the owner. I should have no check. And I'm like, you did not this didn't just happen. I did not just witness this happen.
I'm cringing just thinking.
I wanted to crawl out of my own skin. I was like, get me out of here. The poor server too leaves, comes back, and the server's like, we took off 70% of your bill. Here you go. And then he pays in all cash. And it's like, oh yeah, I got this one, except, hey, you got 2 drinks. I'm like, okay, do you want my card?
Yeah.
I was so uncomfortable. So that happens, and I'm already like, oh my God, anyone that ever throws a stink about waiting for a table and asks for money off their tab, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
So we go somewhere else. We sit down, and another one of my biggest pet peeves, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean you can order for me. I have a fucking mouth. I can talk for I can think for myself. Don't wave your hand and be like, round of Aperol spritz. Shoot me in the head. I hate Aperol. I hate it. It's bitter. It's disgusting. And then I'm sitting there, and it comes, and I'm like, I don't even want this, and I have to drink it to be polite.
You're choking down this Aperol.
So Nick doesn't even like it either, and we're sitting there like, okay, great. So
how's the conversation going?
I don't think I had one single question asked about me. The whole time he talked about himself.
It was about him.
He was like, yeah, I've done this, I've done that. And I'm like, so why am I here again?
Yeah.
What was the point of this?
You're opening a gym.
It was a lot of toxic masculinity going on. And I was like, I don't like this vibe. This vibe hurts me. And then the worst part of it all, the favorite part of a lot of people, the favorite for a lot of people. At the end, the check comes. And let me just reiterate, I did not ask for this drink. I did not want it. It comes, he looks at me and Nick, he goes, you guys didn't pay for anything tonight. You can take this one. What?
In what world?
4 drinks. It was $60. And I was like, what the
Wait, 4? It was 6.
Oh, it was 6 of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? And then he goes, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm like, no, what the hell?
Actually, screw you. I will pay for it now. I'll shove this card down your throat.
Then we left, and I was like, all right, so that went horribly. I never spoke to the person again.
Yeah, she was like, I will never work for that person.
Well, it was just such a toxic experience
when
for me.
she was trying to network and like put herself out there.
I'm a very friendly person. I'm very easy to get along with. And for me to be turned off by someone that quickly, I was like, shit, how do I leave this situation?
Yeah.
And like whatever, good for you. Do what you want. I don't even care. But don't go through life treating people like that. And he kept joking about my age and Nick's age. And we were like,
you're so young.
You're not 100 years old, dude. Like,
didn't Nick make a comment?
Yeah, Nick was like, oh, you're a fucking dinosaur. Yeah. Like you're not that much older than us. Like, yeah. It was just terrible. So be careful when you're networking and put your freaking foot down. I look back at that experience and I'm like, I wish I had said something and been like, I'm actually going to excuse myself because I'm miserable. Yeah. So if you ever find yourself in that kind of situation, just leave. Leave. We don't need that kind of negativity in our lives. But anyways, that was kind of the tipping point for me that we kind of went into Built by Byron, and I've never looked back.
Never looked back.
Never freaking looked back, sis. Now I'm in the fitness industry because I created my own business because no one wanted me.
That's not true. That's not true.
You suck.
That isn't true. But everyone did want you, but you didn't want to be there.
Carlito is amazing, and she like got into it pretty quickly. What was your story?
Are you on crack?
Well, I got into it
quickly. Like, let's go through this, okay? So let me just say, I am like one of those people that thinks everything happens for a reason. Yeah. 100%. I graduated from, I was like collecting my thoughts for a moment. I graduated from college, worked for Lululemon, took my first spin class in December of 2015. It was with Leah. Shout out Leah. Love her. Leah. At Soul Cycle, and she like honestly one of the best classes and experiences I ever had. I like remember my first class. I had no idea what was going on. I was not on the beat of the music. I just didn't get it. Went back a second time, and usually I don't go back to things like I'm not good at, but I was like, no, I actually like kind of enjoyed it. I'll go back. So I went back and I was like, okay, no, I absolutely am obsessed with this. Like, this is so cool. And I remember like going in, introducing myself, and I was like, how did you get here? And she was like, I just kind of randomly auditioned and it worked out for me. And I was like, amazing. She's like, I should do that. Also the most
talented person ever.
Yeah. So that was in December. And then in March, I decided to go audition.
Sis was like, I'm up.
Zero. Like, had no idea what I was doing. Like, so blind. And like, obviously I did not get it. Like, yeah.
Right.
So then I'm like, they don't really give any feedback when you go through auditions, so that kind of sucks. So I went to New York, did it, and I didn't get it. Then a couple months later, I auditioned for another studio in Boston, and I made it to like the last round. Yep. And they were like, you close your eyes when you were talking, like you're too into the music, like you need to pull back a little bit and like realize that you're teaching a class. So no, yeah. So then I didn't get that. So then I went back to Soul Cycle again.
Tried out,
auditioned again, made it to the final round, and there were 12 people and only six of them made it. So I was not one of those. So that was like absolutely heartbreaking at that point. I like really, really thought I was like going to get that one. Then I auditioned. I like went and worked a couple other places because I'm like, okay, maybe spin isn't for me and I can just enjoy it on the outside. And I was like, no. I really, really want this. Yeah. So I went back and I auditioned for Bespoke, which I'm at now.
Sis.
And I like went into this audition and I
poured your soul into it.
It was so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was not good. And I hadn't taken a lot of Bespoke's classes yet, and I didn't really know their style. Mm-hmm. They're very difficult. Like Bespoke is a tough spin class.
Best spin studio in Boston.
It is, yeah. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased.
No, I could be biased, but I'm not. Their classes are so much harder than like you get a great workout and it's fun. So
yeah, so continue. So I was like, oh, this studio, I like it. It's hard. Like I leave and I'm like drenched. And I sweat a lot. Anyways, as Maddie exposed me
under her pits
last week. So I ended up making it into the training program at Bespoke, and I was on cloud nine, so happy. I remember the day I got the email celebrating. I was actually at Greatest Bar that day. Like it was a Saturday afternoon, and I was like, this is so fun. Like I actually remember that day so clearly. Anyways, I start the training program. And in the middle of it, I went to Italy with my family.
Poor thing had to go to
I was forced to go to the
Amalfi
Amalfi Coast with my family, like literally kill me. I'm just kidding. It was so fun. And when I got back, I hadn't kept up enough with the other 2 trainees that I got cut from the training program. And I was like 2 to 3 weeks out from graduating it and becoming an actual instructor. And
she didn't let that hit her though.
Let me tell you, when I got the email that's like, yeah, you don't need to come into training tomorrow because you're cut, I was like, it wasn't worded like that. It was a lot nicer, but I was like heartbroken. So I was like, okay, this sucks, but I sent them an email back. I was like, thank you so much for your time and for training me. Like,
I'm coming back.
I'll see you at some point. So then I was graciously taken in by Cycle Bar. And I went to Cycle Bar. I was like, hey, I went through so much training.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Put me on the schedule. And then I did an audition and they were like, you're on the schedule next week. I was like, amazing. And I'm one of those people who learns by doing. So like,
totally.
If I had done any more training, I wouldn't have actually learned anymore. It would have been more just like stuff. I like learned by going through the motions and doing the classes. So I was at Cycle Bar for a while, and a year later, Bespoke came back to me and was like, took my class, and they were like, will you come back? And I was like, yes. Ultimately, that's where I wanted to be. That was where I was meant to be. And people see me now up on the podium and like doing classes, and they're like, oh my gosh, like it must be so fun. I'm like, the amount of work it took to actually get to this job.
Like, let's not discredit all the hustle that you put into it.
No, like you can't give up. If it's something you know you want, like, and you get told 7 times, you got to go out 8 times. Like, it's worth it. It pays off.
Or just make your own business. Like,
or just do your own
Maddie
thing.
jumped in, but that's fine.
But honestly, I am so happy where I'm at now. I love teaching spin. Like, it is my happiness. Like, when I'm up on that podium, like jamming to the music. So me and Maddie wanted to give you some tips and tricks. If breaking into the fitness industry is what you want to do, we can break it down for you and give you like a couple things tips.
I'm like, tips on the fitness industry that I actually didn't break out into.
You did though.
I did and didn't, but it's about networking. It's about showing up to class. If there's a studio you really want to teach at, go to class, show your face. Don't cancel.
So many classes, don't cancel. Make friends with all the instructors. Introduce yourself.
Also, all the instructors in Boston, everyone I've ever interacted with are so great.
So
it's so nice. So show your face. If you really want to be there, go be a front desk person.
Yeah.
Get involved. Like, offer your time.
Yeah.
And there's just so many ways to like show your face, networking and talking, become friends with people. Just be yourself, show your authentic self, and it'll end up paying off.
Yeah. And as a fitness instructor, you can't really be shy. You can't be nervous to like talk to people. Like, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. So if you are at all like shy, I would say maybe it's not the profession for you.
No, or break out of your shell and work your way towards it.
Exactly.
So
my biggest thing though, when people say they want to be a spin instructor, what I always say to them, okay, so book yourself for like 6 to 8 classes in 1 week. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. And then don't cancel any of them. Show up to every single one. See how you feel, because at the end of the day, it is a job, and that's your schedule. And if you want to do that full time, there were weeks when I was teaching 19 a week. Like, you think I didn't come home and cry when my dad asked me to move my car? He literally was like, "Can you move your car?" And I was like, "No!" I'm like bawling my eyes out because I was just so tired. And at the end of the day, I always remembered like that's all I wanted to do. Maddie was just looking at me like, what are you trying to get out of your mouth? But at the end of the day, I would have like, when I'm teaching 19 classes 2 years ago, I would have killed to be there. So like, I try to remind myself of that if I'm like so tired and I'm like, oh, I have to go teach. Not that I ever really feel like that was spin, because Maddie's like,
I'm like, what's happening over here? Just remember, I'm like, Carly, what are you trying to say?
What?
Are you just saying like break out into it?
Break out into what?
Like, you're just appreciate where you're at?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, no,
Okay,
I'm actually sweating right now. Like, my pits are like, if I
was watching you talk and I got so distracted by your breath in between each word. You're like, I'm so so sorry if I threw you off. I threw myself off.
You did throw me off.
So much eye contact with you. I was like grilling you, and Carly's like, now I'm under pressure. Now we're all sweating, and we're all dripping sweat.
Dripping. This tablecloth is fur, and my legs.
It's like a blanket on my legs. I'm wearing gray leggings. You probably can see my sweat stains. I got the Swass going.
Side note.
Oh, look at our shoes.
Yeah, this is like a total sharp left. One of my riders, I have the most amazing riders, by the way. Someone brought us Oreos last week and a Starbucks gift card.
They're so cute.
Oh, like, honestly. So this is one of my riders. Her name's Bella.
Oh, those reek, caca. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they don't. I literally shoved my nose in them. But she made us eat the damn cake Vans. Check these babies out.
Order those.
So you can, you could order Eat the Damn Cake, but you could also order pretty much any custom ones from her. We tagged her in our post. It's BCS Company on Instagram. And she's just starting out. Throw her a follow. She has an Etsy account too. And
she's awesome.
And these shoes are so dope.
They're fire. But now we go to the most favorite. I don't know if it is your favorite, but it's one of my favorite.
I love it. I love this week's topic.
This or that, baby.
This or that.
This or that.
This or that.
What'd you decide this week?
So we decided this week to do exercises.
And I made a cute little fun flirty slide. And it didn't post, and it had a potato lifting weights, and I'm sad you didn't get to see that. And if you want to ever follow me on TikTok, I have a cute TikTok of me being a potato. So
follow her on TikTok.
Don't follow me. I went viral once, but that's a whole other day. That's a whole other story.
She did go viral because of
Carly was doing a TikTok dance for my mom.
And my mom shushed my
Roger because he was trying to talk during the dance. Anyways.
Yeah, how dare he? The audacity. Roger. We haven't really talked about Colleen or Raj this episode.
I know. Hey, miss you guys.
High plank or low plank?
I say high. Everyone said low though.
Yeah, I said high plank too.
High plank all the way.
Low plank was 235. High plank was 140. By the way, where were all of our
peeps?
Yeah, usually we get 400.
And well, that is almost 400 if you add those two together.
You're so right.
I know. That's okay.
You guys, math is not
hard.
my
It's
thing.
so hard.
Jumping jacks or high knees.
Jumping jacks all the way. High knees, too much effort.
Someone literally responded, Ashley, and goes, high knees should be illegal. I was like, I did not know you felt so strongly about high knees. Now every class you take, I'm going to put
literally.
I'm just kidding.
What were the numbers?
312 for jumping jacks and 68 for high knees. 68 people. Those are brave 68 people.
Good for you guys.
Yeah. So then we got squat jumps or burpees. And
Squat jumps all the way.
I said squat jumps too, but 119 people still said burpees.
Okay, Natalie, shout out, you DM'd us and was like, I just need to know why this is not unanimously squat jumps. And I'm like,
people are savages.
My burpees have gotten better because we do them a lot, but I still hate them.
Yeah, I love a good squat jump. They're 261.
I don't actually really like either, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a hard-hitting question. Yeah. 261 for squat jumps, 119 for burpees. We got front lunge or back lunge?
Back lunge.
Yeah. Maddie, you are saying these so quickly.
I'm sorry. Back lunge. I'm passionate about the exercise ones.
208 for back lunge or 168 for front lunge?
Front lunge I think is so much harder.
I think so too. Like you're also loading your knee like a
little bit more. If you do it wrong, you can just make sure 2 90-degree angles. Front knee does not go over front toe. There you go. Anyways.
All right. Next Deepu. Bicep curl or overhead press? I thought you would say overhead press because you love to put those in.
A bicep curl though. I was going based on my preference. If I were in a class and the instructor was like, yo, hit those. And I'm like, definitely not overhead press, sis. That is so hard.
Yeah. But you tend to do them a lot to people.
They're hard. That's why I like them.
So yeah, bicep curl, obv1. These are like,
what were the numbers?
221 to 154. Crazy.
You keep forgetting to say them.
I wasn't. But anyways, I'm just saying like, I don't know what I was saying.
Okay.
We'll move on. Tricep extension or skull crusher, not the same thing. Overhead tricep extension. When you're standing with that tricep overhead.
Keep the chin off the chest, elbows frame the face.
Yeah. Belly button to your spine. Yeah. Slight bend in the knees, driving your heels to the floor.
We're teaching right now. And then skull crusher, laying on your back.
Supine,
baby. Which one?
The tricep extension overhead, which
I was actually shocked. I like the Skull Crush. I don't know actually what I voted for. I
Me
forget.
neither, but I actually like Skull Crushers
I like
better.
Skull Crushers better too.
Tricep extension 213, 144 for Skull Crushers. Running or spinning?
Spinning, baby.
Spinning to the beat.
That was like a biased one Carly went for, I think. Everyone that said running,
Maddie can't relate.
Just hate running so much.
138 for running, 234 for spinning.
We see the clear winner there.
It was spinning. Come take my class.
Okay.
Quick plug.
Oh, hi, sister.
All right. So we got Stairmaster or rowing.
I think I said Stairmaster, but I genuinely have very negative feelings towards the Stairmaster.
Yeah, I have negative feelings towards both.
I don't really like either.
This was a hard-hitting question.
I'll take a pass.
No, which one?
I'll take the rower.
I took Stairmaster.
I don't like climbing stairs. Elevator over stairs every day.
But you also hate booty. Like Maddie hates doing any sort of booty exercise.
Give me a booty band. I'll run in the opposite direction.
I live for it. So that's why I chose Stairmaster, and so did the people. 207 to 157.
You people talked and spoke and we listened. But that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
That's from what movie is that from? Let the chips
fall where they may. She's the Man.
She's the Man is the best movie in the world. We could actually do a whole episode just quoting it. It's scary.
All right. So I hate ourselves, but follow us.
Follow us. We hate ourselves, but follow us, subscribe. Go on YouTube. If you haven't watched us on YouTube, it's actually a bit more entertaining because you can see
everything.
how awkward we are and we play with pens and
I'm
we talk with our hands.
literally gripping a marker the entire time, every single week. I don't know why.
How I say Carly's face is when she drinks wine. It's really entertaining. Eat the Damn Cake podcast on Instagram. Eat the Damn Cake on Spotify, Apple.
Rate us, please.
Rate us. Give us 5 stars.
And please leave a review.
Leave a little baby review.
A little baby review. Just
cute,
be like,
fun,
they're
flirty
cute, fun,
review.
and flirty.
They're so cute.
It really doesn't take that much to just type they're cute, fun, and flirty. So
No.
why not do it?
You can make it anonymous, I think, if you want. But don't. I want to know who said what.
We want to give you kisses.
Kisses. XOXO.
I want to lick your face.
Okay.
All right.
On that note, we will catch you next week. Thank you so much for listening to Eat the Damn Cake podcast. We love you. Have a week.
Love you.